Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, February 20th, 2020. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll see here that the ES has developed a very narrow range that it continues to trade within. In the previous session, price did push beyond the upper end of the range very briefly here and then kind of pulled back. Even in overnight trading, we saw a push back above and then back within the range. So we're right back in the middle of this range. And while it's a 6-day narrow range, it's also a developing 7-day narrow range right now. So it's getting more compressed as we move along. Again, as we mentioned before, if we do see expansion out of this range, we tend to see a move up to the right, up to this upper dot here at the 125 zone. So that's 125 points of potential movement that we could see down the road whenever we do see expansion. And again, because this is a developing 6-7 day range, we could see about 6-7 days of expansive movement whenever that does occur, or at least increased volatility. Very similar to here, when we had very compressed price action here, we saw a big move down, increase of volatility, and then back up. Very similar to what we could see here. We could see a pullback and then a continuation higher to new highs, or whatever the case may be. But right now, inside the range, so not a whole lot to do at the moment with regards to, wider price action, because it's right back at the center of this D-shaped profile. But we could see further weakness in the morning, followed by afternoon strength, which has been the MO lately for the market. All right, let's take a look now at the NQ. You'll see here with the NQ, this one has been steady trending up. It did also have a very narrow 5-day range, even a narrow 6-day range, and has broken up out of that range and now is holding. Today's low is 86.5, and yesterday the key level that I mentioned the market needed to hold was the 87.5 level. And so 87.5, price pushes beyond it and holds throughout the day. Today, price pushes back to it and holds on the first bounce. And right now could be, again, a continuation buy opportunity for a push higher. We've only had one down day this entire month so far. Every day that started week has ended higher, started week, ended higher, started week, ended higher, started week, ended higher. Same type of thing here. We're starting week right now. If we can continue to hold that 87.5, that would suggest finishing stronger by the end of the session here, until proven otherwise. Even if we were to pull back something significant, again, that could still be a great buying opportunity for a continuation higher. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. We've talked before about crude oil and how it continues to show strength off the lows. We mentioned way back at the first week of the month that bears were being sucked in below the previous close and low, and that the stops could eventually come out. This was the day the stops came out, pulled back, failed low, continuation days. Now right now is kind of a digestive absorption type of day here, and we could see a failed new low again in the upcoming market similar to this one. That could lead to a catapult higher. Again, the goal is to get it back to 57.28 at the very least. Based off of these lows, that was the goal, and with the shot at going higher towards 60. So right now everything's playing out well. Again, if this thing were to pull back to the recent 2-day highs, that's going to be a zone to watch for a pullback buy opportunity. So anywhere in the 52.60, 52.70 zone could still be a buying opportunity for a continuation higher. All right, let's take a look now at gold futures. You'll see with gold, this one has pushed higher through 1600 and has held through that zone. It held here. It had extended it the previous session, and now with a deep pullback in the overnight trade, this thing has bounced yet again, and it's continued higher for another higher high, higher low day. This market, after the breakout here, has been very solid and is now holding above 1600. So again, 1600 is going to be the key level to watch. We could pull back to or just below it and still bounce out of the zone. Again, this market has been very bullish overall, but has shown a tendency to go sideways here while the market continues higher, the broader market. Now we're starting to see this push higher, so it's going to be interesting to see if it can continue to hold 1600. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.